All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Late Night Show here on FTSN. Special Easter edition. Happy Easter, everybody. Appreciate everyone who's joining us. Everybody already in the comments. I'm not alone this time. Well, I wasn't alone. Thank God for everyone else who showed up for the last Late Night Show. But Finstanza's awake. He is here. He is ready to go. Happy Easter, Finstanza, my man. Great to see you. How are you?
I'm all right. Happy Easter to everybody. I hope everyone's having a nice Easter weekend. And to all those also celebrating my tribe, happy Passover. Hope everyone's having a good one. And doing good. So apologies for the last late night show. We never actually confirmed. So I crashed. Young kids watching a hockey game, you crash.
Here's the thing. I will say this. I'm going to say this. I will take the blame for it, but I will, because I messaged you past 9 o'clock. But I'm going to say this, though. I don't know how many times I've been doing this for a while. And Evan's been with me for a while. I don't know how many times he tells me, text me whenever. I never sleep. I'm up late all the time. So I'm like, I got time. I can message him, whatever. But all of a sudden, 9 o'clock is too late for him, and he's already knocked out.
That wasn't 9 o'clock. It was one of those. Honestly, I lose track of days. Honestly, with some of these late nights with people and catching up with other people, it's been a little crazy. But I can't wait for this. Is the most enjoyable time. Like I said, I was in and out all weekend. I was traveling, etc. But now I'm back, and I said, "You want to know what? You messaged me, and there's stuff going on. But you want to know what? Hang out with my buddy on Easter. Can't ask for anything better. So I'm here."
That's right. We got DSG already in the comments. Got Idleman Hog Dog, who was live with me the last late night show. I appreciate him. You got Finn Sammy of Finn's TV, co-host with me on Finn's Talk Today, Miami Sports in the house. Dad Dean. Great to see everyone in the comments. Sammy says happy Easter. Bobby, happy Easter, Sammy, and happy Passover, Evan. Very nice.
Passover, Sammy. Don't be a stranger
on here.
Just because I'm not part of the flagship doesn't mean you can't reach out to me and say hello. WhatsApp and a text number. We're not that far off, my friend. Remember, I came to San Juan to meet you. I haven't seen you come to Canada to meet me. So,
all right. There's oh, here we go. El Tran Nair 14. Appreciate you. Draft Malachi Lawrence. Hey, we need an edge rusher. I like Malachi Lawrence out of Central Florida. Maybe we get there. No doubt in the house. Appreciate everybody dropping in, taking your Easter or your holiday with us. Thank you so much. A lot to talk about, man. I haven't talked to Finstanza any kind of real Dolphin stuff. We've been throwing stuff back and forth on text, but not really communicated too much. But again, John Eric Sullivan, Coach Halfley talking at the owners meeting. Do mock draft like Tyler did.
I mean by phone. Pick up a phone, you jackass.
Oh, did you call him? Did he not answer?
No.
Oh.
You and I text all the time. I'm not important enough to Sammy. I get comments in the. I have to come on the shows to get text messages from him. It's very nice.
Gabe Jacas, another edge rusher.
Back,
There's a lot to talk about. I want to, I started thinking a lot like, they keep talking about size, man, and this draft has a lot of size. He said, yes, I did. He said, I did text you. He did text you.
A long time ago.
Okay. Well, then you guys will text each other, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know. By the way, even DSG knows what I'm wearing for him tonight.
There you go. You got that Devon Aitchen jersey on there.
I'm one of the few. The proud of the many.
But a lot to talk about. Obviously, we're going to do our mock draft here on Easter. Why not, right? We did the egg hunt, did our Easter routines, was able to go to Mass and celebrate and have our breakfast and go see Mario. We saw Mario today, me and the kids and the wife, and that was a good movie. That was a lot of fun. Very cool seeing Star Fox. Supposedly I'm the only one who remembers Star Fox, so that was really cool. So if anybody remembers Star Fox, please drop it in the comments.
Yeah, my butt does hurt.
I just saw that.
My butt does. I sat in the car a lot today. My butt.
He says hurt. You have to text him. It's
okay. I'll text him.
There you go. You got to text him. You just write him back text, and that way you've done it. Sammy, text the man. John Eric Sullivan. Just something to throw around when we're talking about this next mock draft, or as we get ready for the draft. Usually I do the on the clock show, the Fins Talk draft show with Josh and Coach, but again, celebrating Easter. So I told the guys, hey, don't stress it. Enjoy your Easter. I'll go live. I'm going to go live either way. We've done our day, and I got we won't be on too crazy, so I'll be able to keep hanging out with the kids a little bit before they got to go to bed. Tristan's actually here. We just got done watching the Marlins take a win on the Yankees, which is really good. But you know, also we got a lot of other draft content here on the channel this week. We got the Epic Mock on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with the Fins Talk Draft Show, and of course, live draft coverage at the end of the month for the draft. We'll have a great crew, FTSN crew, Finstanza, myself, the Fins Talk Draft Show crew, Sammy, Adrian, Will of 305 Sports, Dahl. It's a full house. Steve Malloy in the house. Rob, Dolphins Thirsty. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can be with us during the draft. Every day, every hour of the draft will be live. But not just talk about size with the draft, you know, with the players. I mean, you got Markel Bell, you got Ted Hurst, who's visiting the Dolphins. You got a lot of guys with size visiting, which I would love to kind of look at in this draft and kind of eye that down. Even though Makai Lemon is going to visit Miami this week. Another guy who's visiting Miami is Ted Hurst as well, who's big and fast, which would be really great. But John Eric Sullivan told ESPN in regards of building this offense around Malik Willis. He said, quote unquote, that's why bringing him in on a 3-year deal was very important to us. It's going to give us the opportunity to put multiple draft classes around him and in 27, 28, make some noise in free agency. So they got a plan in place. And I mean, if you watch what they're doing, it makes sense. They're doing just enough to have a capable roster, go in on filling up needs, so that way you're a little more flexible with the draft and being able to trade and or you need to trade back, trade up, all of the above to get the players by BPA. So we're going to go ahead and run this mock. But Evan, watching some of the draft visits, paying it. I know you've listened to and heard a lot from and Coach Halfley and the owners' meetings, and you've seen the draft visits, the top 30 visits. I don't have my phone. My son has my phone right now. We can go over the names. But what are your thoughts so far with what Miami has done and what you've heard from Coach Halfley and Sullivan that stood out to you?
How did someone just teams? Someone must have just pretended to be me there. How's that even possible? I don't know. Maybe I got hacked. Who knows? We'll see about that. No, so for me, anything that is not what we were used to for the last couple of years is a breath of fresh air for me, right? So listening at the owners' meetings, listening to John Eric Sullivan speak, the fact that we've heard, I think John Eric Sullivan has spoken more times in the last couple of weeks than we've heard Chris Greer in the last number of years. But no, for me to hear what he has to say, to hear what Jeff Halfley has to say, obviously for me, the fact that I can listen to somebody who answers the questions in 15 seconds, not 15 minutes. The fact that they're being very transparent about what's going on with who they're bringing in. But the one thing I will tell you is that for me, visits don't mean anything to me, because there's over 250 odd players 240 something odd players drafted. For me, you can invite 100 people to visit. It's all depending on how the draft board falls. How many mock drafts are we going to do between now and April 28th? And who you think you was on your big board is no longer there. The best podcast people over sports. Someone's hacking me. Can you just stop for 1 sec? I just need to figure out what's going on for a sec.
Best podcast people about sports. Who's with me? Let's go.
Maybe not even that. Maybe somebody just remade your thing there. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, but it is Kaiser. I saw that Ludwig Kaiser, Christian Leap. That's who that is. Yeah, we have a Fins. We got a Fins Poster. Not Fins Posner. We got a Fins Poster. Imposter.
Oh, it's my buddy. It's my son. You can keep texting. Oh, you keep going, buddy.
You had to come down. Dad, it's me. Dad, it's me.
Wow, you can keep going, buddy.
That is awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for you, buddy.
Freaked you out.
Oh, wow, I'm impressed. He hacked me. That's
But
amazing.
hey, look at him. He's just the best podcast people about sports who was with me. Good for
He's
him.
He's the best. You get props for that one tomorrow, buddy.
I'll take you for ice cream, son.
Yeah. So for me, the whole thing about Malik Willis, I just want to give you perspective. Listening to today at the owners' meetings, what a pleasure to listen to these guys talk, Bobby. I just want to give you perspective. Like, for me, who has been more critical of the Dolphins regime of the last 4 years, and harder on them than on the players, to listen to these guys talk, to hang out, to chill, just to listen to these guys. The fact, honestly, I don't know about you, when you watch these interviews, whether it's on PFT or when it was like, unless he was on Rich Eisen, Mike McDaniel would not be praised by many, and we were laughed a little bit because the gimmick sort of went stale. People didn't think very highly about Jeff Hafley. You had Tyler on this week who said he wasn't so hot about it, but and then actually the defense and the whole thing about Green Bay South, they're trying to make their own team, and I like what they're doing. What did you say months ago? No expectations, but my expectations is that they know what they're doing. Now, do we know what kind of talent evaluators they are? No, but the fact that they have committed to what they say they're going to do, and they've done what they needed to do, and trust me, Malik Willis could have gone to somewhere with maybe a more winning pedigree. He believes in this coach. He believes in his general manager.
Yeah.
And you don't hear Stephen Ross butting in. And it's about the general manager. It's about the head coach. They're out there. They're their forefront. How many times did we go to the combine and you didn't hear from Chris Greer? Mike McDaniel would be there and it would be a 2-hour press conference. So for me right now, what the team is doing right now foundationally, the image of the team, the PR of the team could not be better. And I don't know about you, Bobby, having to put up with Flo and McDaniel to hear Jeff Hafley speak and how much he loves coaching and how he can't wait to go to have these guys in the building because he hasn't spoken to 2/3 of the team. The fact that there's going to be a real competition across all the boards even before the draft because there's so many young talent there. For me, everything. They invite Ted Hurst, but I will not judge them until post-draft because they have so many picks. The only thing I will tell you that will disappoint me about them is if they trade up and give up on this year's draft. I need them to draft as many players as possible this year, then less. So, because you need to have competition there. I want every position need filled. I would like every single position filled. The only one I wouldn't bother me is quarterback. If they don't draft a quarterback this year, I won't be that upset. But I'd even go running back, anything, because you might be able to you need 4 running backs at training camp anyway. So like, I'm open to absolutely anything. And just honestly, it's always a high that it's a new head coach, a new general manager. No, guys, we have been through hell and back, and to know that we have a quarterback, and I understand it's just OT, it's just workouts, but at the same time, you hear what Tua had to say during his press conference, throwing people back under the bus. McDaniel talking about how much happy there's sour grapes there. You could just see the professionalism brought back to the Dolphins. I don't know about you, Bobby. I was so excited to get Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle, Ben for the win. I want the professionalism back. I want our respect back. I feel like we've been a laughing stock for so long, since the tankathon of tanking for Tua, and it's about time that we just gain back our respect. And I don't know about you, Jeff Hafley was, unlike Mike McDaniel, Jeff Hafley was hired was interviewed in multiple places. John Eric Sullivan, people are saying how popular he is with everybody because he grinded with one franchise and built his rapport there. Malik Willis got traded for a 7th round pick and has earned his way back. And think about it. We're getting a much healthier, mobile person who is the same age as the previous quarterback, who actually has been able to be successful coming in as a backup. So for me, and knows the structure and is willing to build something else. So for me, you're not going to hear Finn Stanza knock this team once in this season. Not once. I am going to be there, unbiased, analytical, all 7 rounds of the draft, you're going to hear me, and I'm going to be analyzing it and just giving you my opinion. I may not agree with everything that has to be said, but at the same time, the fact that we are starting from scratch again, for me, gives me hope. And to give perspective to everybody, I'm I have another sport. He was talking about the Marlins just briefly. I'm from Canada. I have a team that was just in a rebuild in hockey, similar to people who have NHL teams. They started a rebuild a couple years ago. They started from scratch, drafted, developed players, new head coach, new leaders who hadn't been in those positions before, exact same way, and now they clinch a playoff spot today. And it is ahead of the rebuild by years. So for me, to listen to these guys talk and actually have a 15-minute press conference where we got 30 answers, unlike a press conference where 5 questions were asked and we still don't know what the press conference was about. I'm so excited to be here. I could do mock draft after mock draft after mock draft because I actually believe what these guys are saying.
I want to say that too. I agree with Eltran here, who says, "I just hope fans don't turn on Sully and Hafley after this year." Anybody who does that right away, to cause that, and don't take them seriously. At that point, if you after this season and they're like, they need to fire them, and they need to like that, you can't take them seriously at that point. They're just being haters at that point. So, I think DSG just followed up with something there. That he's got 2 years. Yeah,
I give him more. They
got a 3-year deal, right? And he's saying he's already said expectations, right? 27, 28 free agency. They're going to go crazy in free agency after they build through the draft. So,
but I'll disagree with a couple of people because Bobby in 2025, beginning of 2025, even ending of 2024, and you and Vogel and Wingate were talking about. Everyone was talking about how great the draft of 2026 is going to be. It's going to be a phenomenal draft. It's a quarterback draft because Lenore Sellers might be coming out. Oh, Dante Moore might be coming out. Oh, there was all this talk. And honestly, Bobby, look up what the Oakland guy. I don't think you talked about this yet. I understand it is a 5-year deal, but only a 1-year deal. But breaking news. They what's his name? Clint Kubiak said he doesn't even want to respect Fernando Mendoza to start game 1. They signed Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
The Raiders went gung-ho in free agency. If I was them, I would have been developing the way the Dolphins were. Now they're rushing to do something, bring in Mendoza, have Kirk Cousins there, maybe to mentor him, but there's still going to be a weird thing there. Do you know that Kirk Cousins is the second highest grossed quarterback in NFL history? Sorry, he's the second highest grossing player in NFL history. I mean, he's won nothing. I don't know who number 1 is. Do you know who number 1 is? I'm not sure who it is. Maybe Patrick Mahomes. I'm not sure. But I think it's hilarious. So for me, any team can do anything at any point at any time. What I like is the fact that, Bobby, we have respect. There's respect around the league for the Miami Dolphins. People have respect for John Eric Sullivan. And I don't know if you got to see it today. I want to go watch the interview, but Troy Aikman was interviewed, and he was talking how Dallas never reached out to him, and they said why. And they asked why the Dolphins hire you, because they know I have connections and insight that other people do not have, and they came to me, and I want to be part of this process and part of this growth. And who knows? Maybe he'll decide that he will, as Stephen Ross gets older and Daniel Silman needs a little bit of help, he might say to Troy Aikman in a year, it's not a knock on John Eric Sullivan. They start to win. Maybe it's time to bring Troy Aikman into the fold full time. You don't know. Maybe Troy Aikman doesn't want to travel all over the place and wants to be in one place. So, anyways, I think the star tonight of the comments is Finstanza. It's phenomenal.
Finstanza Jr. there. Russ Morgan, hey, how about the Marlins? We got one, brother. We got one.
By the way, it's something about the by the way, talking baseball, the Jays start off the season great. Now they can't catch it. They got lost 2 to the Rockies and got swept by the Sox, the White Sox, not the Red Sox, the White Sox. Baseball is very fluid. It's very
crazy.
fluid.
This year seems a little different. I just want to say, Christian Leap says, do y'all think that we keep Jalen Wright? That's the one where I don't know. Like, I believe Ollie fits what Sullivan and Hafley, the type of back they may be looking for. I'm not sleeping on running back in this draft at all. I know a lot of people have skipped running back, but again, there's players like Mike Washington, CJ Donaldson. There's a few of them on there. I know that Coach Vogel's talking about Jadarian Price in Notre Dame. I don't sleep on him back, especially with that many draft picks that we have. I could see it happening. Some of the visits, talking about running backs, but because we have so many people that say, oh, there's no way they go after this receiver, he's too small, or after this guy, he's too small, or he doesn't fit the scheme. There are so many different type of team visits that Miami has set up. And I want to shout out Dolphins Thirsty Rob for getting this list together. But interesting names. Now, again, just because they met with a guy doesn't mean that they're intending to draft the guy. It's due diligence. It's getting to know the player. Maybe they're asking about another teammate. It happens. It happens a lot. But the players they've met with, Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver at Southern Cal. They're meeting with him this week. Casey Concepcion from Texas A&M. Two guys that don't really fit that quote-unquote height requirement that most people think Miami's going to be looking for at wide receiver, even though they signed Tutu Atwell. Those two guys. And Mekhi Lemon, and both Concepcion and Mekhi Lemon, even though they're small, they're not really small, 5'11", and but very good receivers. But also wide receiver out of Southern Methodist, Jordan Hudson. One I really like that fits the size and the speed requirement is Georgia State wide receiver Ted Hurst. Barry Jackson reported that yesterday, I believe. He's going to meet up with the Dolphins, which I'm very excited about. D tackle. We drafted 3 last year with the other regime. They're meeting up with Caden McDonald out of Ohio State. Love that. Zion Young. We need edge rushers. Zion Young's a good one. Safety, A.J. Halsey. Ball hawking safety out of LSU. Mansour Delane, LSU, meeting with him as well. Charles Demings out of Stephen F. Austin. Travis Burke out of Memphis, offensive tackle. Big body, big dude. Kalon Black out of Indiana, running back. There's your running back. There's another back, right? Talon Green out of Arkansas, quarterback. And then one of the interesting ones, which is like, okay, it's just due diligence, is Ty Simpson out of Alabama. Of course, they met with Ruben Bain. That counts as a local visit. Massador, Jacoby Thomas, Scott, Markel Bell. They met with those guys, but those are Miami Hurricanes. So I think I'm sure they've met. There we go. Carson Beck, Massador, Keontae Scott, Ruben Bain. There's those names on there. And I'm sure there's some other ones there that I think that are missing. But I love it. Finn's TV Sammy says, as a draft, Concepcion is my guy. Bryce Lance. I hope Bryce Lance. I really like Bryce Lance. Yeah. Trek Reviewer says, I like Price from Notre Dame. He has that great field vision as a kick and punt returner. Experience protects the ball. Yeah, and just talking, I don't want to put words in Coach Vogel's mouth, but he compares Price to a player like Achin, a game-breaking player. You put him anywhere on the field. So could Miami do that? I don't know. There's no real player position that I would sleep on in this draft that Miami could go after. I think they're opening the door for both. So we'll kind of see. We'll let it play out. But what name jumps out at you? Any names? No, let me ask you this. Your thoughts on bringing in someone like Ty Simpson just for a visit? They met with Carson Beck multiple times at the combine and now for a local visit, but counts. DSG could say no quarterbacks all he wants, but what is your thoughts meeting with someone like a Ty Simpson who more than likely could go in the first round to the Jets, but if he falls, it maybe becomes an option because Green Bay has done that in the past. What are your thoughts on someone like Ty Simpson meeting with Miami?
I think it'd be due diligence in the sense that you meet with him, you see what he's thinking, what his thoughts are. Does he see himself playing in Miami? Where does he see himself playing? What kind of team does he see? Because then you can sort of get a feel for him, and then you say, maybe this when we get to 11 and he hasn't been picked yet, you get a gauge on who might be interested in him and trade back. You never know, or they might draft him to do something with that post and build and package him with somebody else for another bigger trade. Anything can get hurt, right? I just don't want there to be the Michael Penix thing where you force it. But there's nothing hurting because even if you draft Ty Simpson, it might be a head scratcher at 11, and I don't see them doing that. It's just to get a feel for what people are interested in. Because if he does fall to 30, maybe he is a better option because there's no loyalty to anybody on this team. The only player that Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan have more loyalty right now to their free agents and to Malik Will, to all their free agents than they do to the players that are still on this team. So for example, I'm going to say this: Greg Dulcich, they have more loyalty to Greg Dulcich than they do maybe to Devon Achane. In the sense that, actually, Devon Achane they restructured, but like that they even a Jordan Brooks, who they haven't. players they have not touched their contracts, players who have not been adjusted or signed or extended in any way, shape, or form, there's no loyalty there because they have not even had a conversation with them about the potential to do anything with them. So for me, bringing in anybody is just due diligence to get a feel. It's like it's investigating and getting. It's like going for an interview for you as a job, so you could build the networking and to build that rapport. Or maybe you're doing it as a favor to that agent. Who knows? Jean-Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley may have a connection to that guy's agent or that guy's trainer, and I want to just bring him in and have a conversation with him. So for me, no player, because to me, if Sony Styles is sitting there at 11, or Monson Delaney is sitting there at 11, or Jeremiah Love is sitting there at 11, if I met with them or not, if those are the best players on the board, it's best player available to me. The first round players are the best players on the board. Second round on, you go fill your needs where you need it. Because in the end, last year, like I said, Clark was Grant, I thought was a reach at 15. I didn't like the pick. But in the end, like I made the joke, Jordan, if I were to rate people, I would say that Jordan Phillips and Zeke Biggers, a fifth round and was it fourth round or I think fifth round? Fifth round and seventh round picks were better than the first round pick because you doubled and you tripled down. So that was actually, I gave kudos to Chris Greer that he actually did that. But for me, you get the best player. I don't care if that's the right, even if you have an abundance of that position, I don't care. I don't care if you don't have a need at that position, you go get the best player. So if Francisco Mayorga is the best player, and you have Austin Jackson at right tackle, and you have Patrick Paul at left tackle, you go get it. So for me, it's best players first round. I don't want to hear the word need. Best player. If it means you have to draft 2 corners, 2 wide receivers, 2 linebackers, 2 defensive player, 2 edge rushers, I don't care. Best player on the board in the first round.
So Trent Reviewer, great question, and appreciate you. I know you were here for another show earlier, but I appreciate you, even as a Bills fan, joining us. As you know, this FTSN Fitz Talk Sports Network. We are Dolphin fans, but we welcome everyone in here, no matter what fancy. We could friendly competition, rivalries, and all that whatnot. Appreciate the question though. What are your thoughts on Xavier Harris from Ole Miss, 6'8", 330? Dude, right there. First of all, love his size. Physical, big. It could work against him, just like offensive line. It could work against him, but I mean that's an imposing force on the other side of the line. And what I like about him a lot too is that I think it's just untapped potential. I mean, if you could get him in the draft second, hopefully not with Buffalo. Hopefully not Buffalo. I hope Buffalo don't get. I hope Buffalo fails on all their draft picks, as I'm sure you would hope Miami fails on all theirs. But I wouldn't mind him later on. I wouldn't for anything. Oh, I think Miami, HN, Patrick Paul, Brewer, Brooks, even though now he's throwing around trading. I think those 4 guys are the guys that the new regime likes most because that's the ones that they've mentioned the most. Now, in regards of Ty Simpson, I just want to throw this very quick. In regards to Ty Simpson, what Evan was saying, I think is absolutely true. They're doing their due diligence because not at 11, not at 30. Like the percentage it drops, my percentage of sure they're not going to take him. But if he falls into the 3rd round, like sometimes things happen, right? Then you got to do your due diligence. That's value on the board. Or you show them enough attention and you're sitting there at 11 or 30 and the team's like, damn, man, I have a feeling Miami could take him at 30. That's when Arizona might call up and say, hey, what can we do to trade up to 30? What can we give you? Now Miami has all the poker chips in their hand there. So it's good to do this because not only, maybe you do have legitimate interest or you're doing due diligence, but you also create that illusion that, no, we're seriously considering him. We may go there. I mean, we're talking to Carson Beck. Malik Willis has not had a full year as a starter. Didn't work out in Tennessee. Was a second stringer in Green Bay. Didn't really have a lot of games. Quinn Ewers is a 7th-round pick. So you could give the illusion going, like, yeah, we gave a pretty fair deal to Malik Willis. But the one thing John-Eric Sullivan keeps talking about is competition. So it's not about just giving someone a job. He's going to have to compete. So when you hear all that as another team that may want to jump up and grab a quarterback, then you get that illusion. So you may really consider, but then you go, oh wait, here comes Arizona. They're on the phone. Now we got the best possible deal. It makes sense to do that. It would be bad practice not to do that. Oh, we're just going to ignore quarterbacks because we have two guys that haven't proven themselves, and we're going to be totally okay with the board as it is. We're just going to ignore the quarterback position. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. It makes a lot more sense to do and watch everybody and try to figure it out, because maybe you meet the guy and you love him and you're like, damn, dude, he's a competitor, even though he has limited experience, good character. Man, if he's there in the third round, go get him. Could be the case. But again, I digress. Evan, your point. I'm sorry.
For me, anything that happens in this draft, I'm giving carte blanche to this head coach and this general manager. They have grinded. This is their right. They built a foundation around them of coaches and staff, and in terms of experience all across the board. Honestly, there's no judgment. I believe because honestly, look at this network alone. There are people who on this network, and you saw even Tyler, who comes on here, who are all about drafting from the inside out. And there's a bunch of us who believe, and a few of us who believe on the inside, the outside in. So if you were to line up that, so everyone has a different perspective on what should happen in this draft, and we're all Dolphin fans. Dolphin fans fight about who the key people are for this team going forward. So for me, anything can happen. And for me, that's why I'm willing to listen to everybody. I will give my perspective on it. And that's all I can expect. But I'm not going to. This is the one time now. This is the time in the Dolphins' trajectory right now where they're going, where no pick is a bad pick. If they believe this is what they need to build the foundation of this team, because right now they need to bring in guys. They need to bring in talented guys. And also, by the way, anyone they draft needs to have the ability to start day one, not a project. Day one, they have to have that ability. Doesn't mean they're going to, but they need to have that ability. They have to go get the best player available, not just a player they might need to use in 2 or 3 years.
Great question from Eltran here. What do y'all think about Chop Robinson? Had high hope for him before we drafted him. When we drafted him. So again, Chop.
No, he did not like the inside outside in. I completely disagree with you.
Are we talking about Eltran here?
No, you know who liked Finn's TV. The guy who doesn't return my phone calls.
Okay. So anyway, back to what I was saying with Chop. So I'll tell you this. I think he's been put on notice, just like even Savannah, but Savannah is different because he was a rookie. He's going into his sophomore year as a pro, where the Chop is going into his third year. Rookie season, good. Liked it. Saw potential. I loved him coming out of the draft. I liked his potential coming out of the draft. Liked what he did in his rookie year. Did not like what I saw in his second year. Saw a bit of a drop off, but the whole team kind of dropped off. Third year, though, the microscope is going to be on him, especially with this new regime. Competition. That's why I do think Miami could go 2 to 3 defensive linemen, edge rushers, possibly. Maybe Zion Young, Malachi Lawrence, Gabe Jacas, whatever. But Danny, Dennis Sutton, they could go that route and say, "Hey, Chop, you're not," and they're going to do that because they've already said it. You're not getting. Same thing with Savannah. You're going to have to earn your starting spot. Just because you were drafted high or you had starting experience doesn't mean you automatically get a job. You need to earn your job, and that's the right way to do it. So I still have hope for Chop. There's some things I didn't like that I've heard behind the scenes that I don't like what I've heard, but I still have hope. And I hope with this new regime, he shows up and it shows out.
Yes, flagship. Whatever you say, flagship. I don't mind the trolling at all. I enjoy it.
You gotta say those promos are pretty good though, that he does, those NWO top promos. I don't know how he does them, but he does them. They're really good. But let's get the show on the road here, and let's start the mock draft simulator Easter edition. I love how I preset it up and we still fall off, but that's okay. We're still here. And Evan, you can keep your eyes on the comments, sir. I will focus on the screen.
No problem.
And
I think it's time to tell Constanza to go to sleep. Go to sleep, Constanza.
he's doing good, man. He's doing
Constanza
good.
Jr. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. All right. So we all know where number 1 is going. Number 2 is going to set up the draft. That's how I feel. What are the Jets going to do at 2? All right. Would they go Ty Simpson? Do they go for one of the edge rushers? Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles at linebacker, David Bailey, Ruben May, whatever. Whatever they do at that pick is going to set up the rest of the draft. The draft starts at 2, in my opinion. Because if they go Ty, like best case scenario, Mendoza, Ty Simpson off the board, that pushes guys down. So that's kind of where I would like to see. But Evan, we're obviously going to explore trades in this mock. That's a lie, by the way. It's Easter. Let's kind of keep it true. Anyway, cookies and cream, my secret long lost twin. Because
yeah, but he doesn't use it. But he doesn't drink leche. It's okay.
Oh, are you really trolling your son? Your son? He's supposed to be protected.
I love my son.
Let me ask you. We're going to look at trades.
Yeah.
But you name Styles, you name Love, are top 3 players that if they're at that pick, you're strongly considering taking them no matter what the trade is. Like you would still consider a trade, but what's the 3 players like, man, I hope they're there so we have an option to grab one. You could say more, you could say less. I say top 3.
Styles, Delane, and Love.
There you go. Jeremiah Love, running back. We have H in, right? You think Ollie Gordon, well, you don't need a back. Again, I don't sleep on any position in this draft. Miami can go any route, any one way. H has to work out an extension, but think about it. He's like, rich get richer. Devon H and Jeremiah Love. Wouldn't that be remember Ronnie and Ricky? I missed those days. Like, even though it was a couple of years, I loved it. So, that was it. But love it. So cool. So that would be the way we'll look at it here. Again, if Mauanoa is there, Ruben Payne, Downs, those are guys that you have to consider. But let's go ahead and roll this out here, kind of see how it plays out. I would love it if I made it slower.
The only disappointment I have is the fact that Constanza didn't troll Sammy tonight. I'm disappointed in him.
So look at this. This is what I mean. Carnell Tate goes number 2. I don't know how much I believe that. Again, anything could happen. But Tate going 2 kind of, sets it up because now you're like, oh, any less receiver. I would love Eli Stowers out of Vanderbilt for Miami. Would love him. I would not be against it whatsoever. I know Kenyon Sadiq is great. He's awesome. I know a lot of people love him, and I want to be in like 30. Okay, not 11 too early. But if you brought if we got Eli Stowers in round 2, or if somehow somebody fell to 3, I would be pretty ecstatic for our tight end position with him in that room. But anyway, Carnell Tate goes 2 to the Jets. Reese trade. Oh, Cowboys trade up to 3 with the Cardinals. They get Arvell Reese. That depends on what happens with Jordan Brooks. Supposedly the Cowboys are talking to Miami about Brooks. Go ahead.
It's so interesting. Don't you find that even though he's showing up top 5 in the draft on a lot of people's draft boards, when we've all been talking, no one talks about Arvell Reese enough. I feel like he's that guy. He's the quiet top guy that people are just gonna whatever.
Yep. Yeah, he'll be the one one day when we're looking back, we're damn, how the hell did he not get talked about? But anyway, David Bailey to the Titans, which is interesting. Could they go Jeremiah Love here? That's another one that can kind of play around with the draft. Giants go Love. Got rid of Barkley, got Love, pair him up with Jackson Dart and company. Francis Mauanoa off the board. Fanu off the board. That would be a nightmare scenario for Miami, in my opinion. Sonny Styles, Bain, Tyson off the board. And now we're at Miami's pick, where you got Caleb Downs, Mansour Delane. There's your secondary options, possibly. Mekhi Lemon, who we know Miami has met with. Vega Ione, fan favorite. We need a guard. I feel maybe a little early there, but some say he's as talented as Quentin Nelson. Maybe I like what I've seen from him. I wouldn't hate it if it actually happened. I would consider a trade down here, Evan. What would you think? What do you think doing?
I would
going on here?
I would consider it a trade down as long as it's within the next, not moving down more than 3 picks, maybe max 15, just because there's at least 3 or 4 players I want to come away with. So what's the option?
So, not very good value here. You're trading down from 11 all the way down to 25, you get 57. You trade down to 27 and get 58. So, I mean, unless you absolutely don't like one of the players, or you're like, I could live without one of these guys and get one of those extra picks later on, we may be actually staying here at this pick. I mean, again, Mansour Delane, Caleb Downs, Ione, Makai Lemon. Maybe where I'm going here, one of those top 4 guys. What do the comments say, Evan? About the pick?
We're going O-line, Ione or Delane. Those trades totally suck. Like, I already know who I'm taking. So it's not even a blink for me. I already know who I'm taking. Because the third guy, I had 3 guys. Because I knew David Bailey wouldn't be there. He's been my dream forever. He will never make it there. On national television, he looked amazing in the playoffs.
Yep.
So for me, it's one player. Just because we don't know guaranteed where Caleb Downs is, I want to get that prototypical stout corner. And like I said, for me, unless it's a no miss, for me, I believe this particular pick is Jeff Hafley's pick, in the sense that they spent a lot. They need to give him something, a linchpin in his defense. They have that in Zach Sealer. They have that in Jordan Brooks. They need to give him someone to start off the secondary with, who's a day 1 starter. And that for me is Mansour Delane. I'm not even blinking. I am running up saying, "Hi, Mansour, come to Papa."
I don't hate Mansour at all. I love Mansour Delane.
He is the best player
between
there.
him and McCoy, even though McCoy's had a strong pro day, and we're waiting to see. You had the injury concern, as very bad injury that he had. But I like Delane. Again, you see all the numbers here. See what he did last year: 11 pass deflections, 45 tackles, set 2 interceptions, 4 interceptions the year before with Virginia Tech. I'm going to oppose you though, just to give that so we could get the comments. And I'm going to say again, BPA here. We Caleb Downs. Downs is there. So
I won't be upset with the pick. I won't be upset.
No. So I have to ask. So I want to throw it to the comments. Where would you go here between Downs and Delane? I mean, you could throw another name on there, but if it's Downs or Delane, where would you go with this pick? Josh Wingate, happy Easter, brother. Appreciate you. Co-host of the FinStalk Draft Show will be with me Thursday night, Friday, Saturday with the Epic Mock. Enjoying time with the family. But let me know. He said Caleb Downs, guys. Where would you go with this pick? Out of Delane and Downs. Mike says hard pass on Delane. Flip side. Fishin says Downs. Idleman says trenches. I mean,
everyone. That's my point. Everyone has a different opinion.
Well, but the one but if people pay attention to the question, we're going between Delane and Downs. So let's go with the ones we're here. So there's Delane. Got Downs safety, play caller. Yeah, like that. Yep.
Yeah, just there's a little bit of injury concerns there. There's a little bit of injury concern with Caleb Downs. That's the problem. So I don't know how his pro day was, but ESG knows where his bread is buttered. But it's up to you. I'll be happy with Downs. The Downs though is a little bit of injury history.
I think we've seen plenty of. I think,
and also the corner is a bit of a more premium position for me than safety.
Okay, so
when you talk about big time players, Kyle Hamilton has not won anything yet. But when you talk about big time players in key moments, in a lot of special times with a lot of teams that win Super Bowls or do great things or move along, it's corner is the linchpin position than it is safety. That's just me. We brought in a Pro Bowl safety last season didn't do so great in the end of Minka Fitzpatrick. So I'm not that, and he was good. So for me, I prefer Monsieur Delane, but from the tape I've watched, but that's just me.
I will say though,
I don't even come close to saying that. He had 3 years in the league already, Drew Brees. You can't say that. Drew Brees had already had 3 years in the league, and he was already had experience in the NFL. That's not the same thing. That is not the same thing at all.
So anyway, I want to say,
but this is the same guy who thinks Chop Robinson's going to be a star.
Hold on. Just want to throw this out here. I get it. You though did your research. You looked at it before, and we saw what the executives were saying, that they haven't seen anything wrong with Caleb Downs. We know how great Caleb Downs is.
Yes.
Miami's corners right now: Juju Brents, Storm Duck, right? Those two right there. Again, Jason Marshall Jr. is going to be going his second year. There's more there. They have a lot of corners, but still, those three guys, like I'm interested to see what Juju Brents could do in a second year. I still think we need to go double down on corner here, but just throwing as a Storm Duck, saw some out of him. But the safeties, Zane Anderson, Omar Brown, Jordan Colbert, Lonnie Jr., Dante Trader. Not a lot of good names there. I mean, where you could possibly get a guy who could, and this is just me talking. We could go the other route, but I'm just saying, you're getting a guy who could possibly change your defense. And you bring up a great point about Minka Fitzpatrick, right? We brought him in. Sure, he didn't do anything. But Jalen Ramsey, when he came in, he was injured. He didn't start right away. He wasn't on the field. Well, you remember what he did to that Vic Fangio defense when he came onto the field, the impact he made, how fast our defense changed, how fast that safety, the impact he made on our defense. It wasn't our corners that made the difference. It wasn't our other good players on defense, whatever ones we did have. It was Jalen Ramsey. That's what an impactful, somebody who gives a damn about your defense and the team can do for your team. Remember, Minka wasn't very happy he came to Miami. That was the reporting. He wasn't happy he got traded back. He was a good soldier. He played. He did his job. He got traded again for a 7th-round pick to the Jets. Jalen Ramsey, when he first got here and was out for some time, but the minute we were like, man, what's up with Vic Fangio's defense? Why are they like this? We expected to be top 10. As soon as he got into the game, he came onto the field. The defense changed. So that's why I would say, just to push back, is to say Downs. But
I'm okay with Downs. I'm okay with Downs. I'm totally fine with it. I told you I like Monsieur Delane because I think
I love Monsieur Delane. But I'm giving you the reverse. I could go Monsieur Delane, but I'm giving you the reverse. I'm just saying,
And because the comments have more going towards Down, and he is the higher ranked player, and I'm okay with a secondary type of player. I'm okay with going with Caleb Downs. Let's go with it.
Let's do it. He has to retire after the draft. All right. Again, in that scenario, right? If we got Monsieur Delane, you could have got Dylan Thieneman here. So it's how it goes. No, but there you go. There's the comments there. I don't see the comments as there's Sammy with the knowledge there. So here we are, top 30. We're at the 30th pick. Massador's on the board. Edge rusher, love it. CJ Allen. We don't know what's going on with Jordan Brooks. Blake Miller on the board. Even though we have Austin Jackson, Evan, you got, again, competition. He's not guaranteed a starting position. I don't think we should sleep on Blake Miller with this pick. TJ Parker, edge rusher. You could look at the trades and maybe consider a trade down here, or we could stay here. It's not totally up to you, but is there any player right now that you see or that you're maybe interested here?
So for me, I prefer, that's why I would have been happy with a combination of Monsieur Delane and Dylan Thieneman, the fact that he's sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, if I'm looking at the draft right now, I'm going Massador. But I'd like to look at the trades. Can you show me the trades?
Yeah, I can look at the trades.
No, I don't like any of them. I don't like any of them. I'm not moving down to 42. I'm staying this. I wanted to maybe go up early in the second round, but I'm not dropping 10.
Well, remember, I just want to say this. You are looking at next year as well. This is
I don't care about next year right now.
Well, I'm again, I understand that, but we got to have these conversations here.
I know.
Okay. This is not a quick fix, Chris Greer. You can't just have things
I'm
happen.
not trying to quick fix
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think about that. That has to be equated as you're getting a second round pick next year and what people consider a more talented draft, especially at quarterback, where maybe you could package 2-rounders, move up in the draft, get your guy. If Malik doesn't show enough that let's go year 2 with him, you got a decent backup. If not, I'm just saying. But hey, you know what? We're good. We're to stick to it. Okay, now Massador, I love it. Edge rusher, right? We talk about the trenches, talk about O-line. There's some guys you can look at later on, but again, you look at what he did last year. You look at just his overall career stats. Like, if again, you want to watch the film, and he does a great job. You love Ruben Bain, but Massador is equally loved. Made a huge impact for Miami in that playoff run, that championship run. Consistency, consistent numbers, knows where to get to the guy, how to get to the quarterback. So
look at the O-line because they want us to look at O-line also.
Of course, no, and I'm going to say that's what I was going to say. Again, Blake Miller, right? This is a guy who, again, you think about like, oh, but Austin Jackson's coming back. We don't need a tackle. That's not true. Are we comfortable with Austin Jackson being our starter? Are we comfortable with going day one like he's our automatic starter? No. He can't stay healthy. He's unreliable. He's inconsistent. He needs to compete to keep his job. If you get a guy like Miller possibly here, you have him compete with Austin Jackson. If he loses, then you have a starting tackle and a rookie tackle who you pair with Patrick Paul. And then guess what? You have a decent backup in Austin Jackson. It makes a lot of sense here. But I don't hate the Massador pick. Just look at here. Let's go to guard for a minute. Just to say, Pregnon, right? Pacentis is there as well, but I'm going to throw Pregnon here. Guard, right? Savigny should be moved at right guard. We don't know how this is going to play out, but they said he's going to have to earn his spot, which, obviously he should. But Pregnon makes a lot of sense because we need a guard. Pro-ready offensive lineman. There's a lot, even though he usually falls into the second round in these mock simulators, I've been seeing a lot and hearing a lot that he could be a first-round type guy in the late 20s. So that's a possibility here. So offensive line absolutely should be considered, but I don't hate the idea of Massador because edge rusher is a very important need for Miami, especially on defense. I mean, with Coach Hafley. But Evan, I've made my case. I'll let you go ahead and take the lead in regards of where we're going with this pick.
Can you show me Chris? Something bothers. Show me Chris Johnson. Show me wide receivers. Wide receivers. Who's coming? When did Zion go? I'm just curious. When did Zion go? Zion Young? When did he go? Scroll up. I want to see the draft. When did Zion Young go?
No, Zion is still on the board. He hasn't gone.
There, right? He hasn't gone yet, right? Maybe he might still be there. You know what? Go. You know what? Let's cheer up the trenches here. Let's go with Miller.
Blake Miller out of Clemson. I like it. All right. There you go. Massador comes right off the board right after that pick. So, all right.
Okay,
there you go.
I'm done. Okay, I don't even have to blink. Zion Young right now.
Zion Young. Cool.
Don't even blink.
Pregnon.
No,
Chris Brazil.
I want Zion Young right now. There's my edge.
You want to look at a trade?
No, I want Zion Young right now.
I like it. I have to ask. Just let people know. I'm just saying. Okay, just have to ask. All right, now, here we are. We're at the 75th overall pick. We got one trade offer, but here's on the board right now, and I already know where I would go here, but you got first off, but there's plenty, right? Kyle Lewis, linebacker, trade on Stokes. They say safety here. He could play safety, but he could also play corner. Mike Washington Jr., Don't sleep on him at running back in any team with any draft. I mean, this guy could be a very good back in his career. But Ted Hurst is there. Devin Moore, corner. Malik Muhammad, corner. All there. 6'3", really 4'3" speed, but love the size, love the speed. I'm down with that. But what are your thoughts here? What are your thoughts?
I'm thinking Ted Hurst only because you still have 3 picks in the top 90 in the next the top 90 in the top 100. Where you can go double down and get a corner and get another wide receiver. And for me, there's they're going to gain 20 million, and there's people like Rasul, people like Jack. You don't know. There's so many people who are going to, and those veteran corners that we went to get last year with a young team, they're going to want to come mentor. So I'm actually less concerned with that right now. We now need to give the offensive side of the ball something, and I would go with Ted Hurst here.
I'm down with that. I would go Ted Hurst here too, and I would. Yeah, I'm like you. Especially.
Oh my God, Wingate and I actually agreed on something both times.
I'm doing my best Josh Wingate impression right now with this, the pushback. Like, hey, what about this? Should we consider that? So here we are. We're at Devin Moore comes off the board right at 86. That was the guy I was going to throw out there if he's there at this pick, but he's not.
Yeah, but there's that guy I like here though. There's someone I like.
So let me just throw some names out. Again, you got Zakee Whitley, even though we went,
I like Julian Neal.
Julian Neal's on the board. Logan Jones, the center, like him a lot. Looking at corner, you got Tasario Davis, Will Lee, even though this is right here. Masses later. Demings is going to meet up with Miami in a top 30 visit. Julian Neal on the board. Good size, 6'2", 4.49 speed. Michael Trey at tight end.
Did you see wide receiver again before I double down?
Of course. So again, good, right? This is where I'm looking at. Just telling you, this is where I'm at. Yeah. That's who my target is. Birds, this is a second receiver. Again, I don't think we should wait too long on him.
No.
But we got 3 picks here, so maybe 94.
I would go with a corner right now. I would finally pick my corner, and I would take Julian Neal right now.
All right, I'm cool with that. So here you have the 90th overall pick. Again, you got what we've done so far, just so everybody's kind of aware. If you're just tuning in, you're watching the late night show here on FTSN, the Finstock Draft Show on break for Easter. But we will be back on Thursday night with the Epic Mock with the 32 podcasters across the nation. Us, of course, representing Miami, and that will be no similarity. That will be live people making the picks for each team, and we'll go based off what's available and what's on the board. I cannot wait for that. Everyone's invited. The FTSN crew is invited. We'll have a Rainy Day podcast. Adrian with us. Fitzstans is available. Sammy, if possible. So just have everybady's opinions and thoughts would be a cool thing to do. But here's how it went down. Evan has been the ultimate decider with this mock. I've been the pushbacker. I've been the one who kind of throws, like when he says, I'm definitely going this route, I'm kind of like, okay, but what about this? So, but here's what Evan has done. This is what we kind of gone with so far. With the 11th pick, he wanted to go Mansour Delane there, which would not be a bad pick at all. We need secondary help. I think kid could be a star, but Caleb Downs was there, so we were going back and forth. A lot of people in the comments were going in on Downs, so we decided to go Caleb Downs. With the 30th overall pick, Massador was a talking point with Evan. Evan wanted to go edge rusher. But you look down the board, you see Zion Young's possibly, wait, could he be there at 43? So Evan said, you know what? We need to pick the trenches. We go Blake Miller with that pick. Again, compete with Austin Jackson. Could be your starter. Great. Love it. Great pick. Zion Young's on the board at 43. There's no discussion. Chris Brazil, who gives a damn? Pregnon, who cares? Doesn't matter. We're not looking at anybody else. It's Zion Young. Evan spoke. We listened. We move on. Ted Hurst on the board at 75. Again, not really a discussion. Go get that weapon. Go get Ted Hurst. You got yourself a receiver, and with a targeted wide receiver later. Now the secondary. Julian Neal. Finally, Evan gets his corner. Neal off the board. Nick says a nice draft so far. I love it. I think it's really good. I don't care what this is. They go based off their board. So don't get too offended by that, Evan. But now we're at 90. We got 2 picks left in the 3rd round for Miami.
Can you show me tight end?
Yes.
Trig. Joel B. Delp. Okay, Delp is the. All right. Go into your offensive line. You know what? I don't want to lose him in 4 picks, even though because he's the player I want. I'll take Lance here.
Trey Lance here?
No,
Okay.
not Trey Lance. Bryce Lance.
Bryce Lance, I meant. Bryce Lance. Okay.
I'll double down on my wide receiver core now.
I'm down with that. It's all right. All right. Well, look at that. Still enough players on the board. Michael Tregg's still there. Logan Jones.
Show me D-line.
Defensive line, yeah.
Well, bring up Darrell Jackson for me for a sec.
No Doubt has talked about him that he doesn't like his motor. No Doubt, who I believe is a Seminoles fan, so just throw that out there.
Yeah,
but sorry, just throwing that out there. Just
want to see something.
Halton, I think has met with Miami. I believe he has. I'll have that in front of me, but there's Xavier Harris, but Harris we probably look at maybe 130. Talking about D-line, maybe that's somebody we could look at later.
So closes up, but I think we're okay with the line. So show me tight end. Yeah.
Looking at right.
Go to linebacker. Go to linebacker. So thoughts.
He could be a pick at 150. Portier here.
Okay.
Bocher.
Well, running back for me. I just want to see running back before we can move on.
I think corner. I would look at corner here, but that's me.
Yeah, go back to corner again. Go down on corner.
Got my boy right there.
I go to Cario Davis. Yeah, I want to see who is available at each.
All right, 130. Markel Bell came off the board.
Go back where you just were.
Corner?
No, there was.
That's where I was.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so here I would probably go with Oscar Dell.
Tight end out of Georgia. There you go. I think Hog Dog really likes him.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, got your tight end at 130. Damn. There's Harris. Harris came off the board at 150. Right there. One pick ahead.
Yeah.
But we're looking at here at what's available. You got a linebacker, Oregon. Bryce Bourchier there. Boet Chair. I'm probably butchering that, but that's okay.
Betcher.
But you let me know where you want to look here. Running back, quarterback, linebacker, D-line. Interior offensive line.
Look at interior offensive line for me for that.
I'll say this: Coach really loves Pat Coogan out of Indiana. Cooper is someone I would look at later on. NS Cooper out of Miami. Yeah. That's a 7th round pick. And at least
go back to all. Best available at 151. Bring up Howard Perkins for me, quick. 6'1". Only 21 could be an interesting development piece. I'm just trying to see.
Hey, they met with LSU guys. I think Perkins could be an option here. They've shown interest in them, so I think that's an option. I know interior offensive line, right? Again, Pat Coogan there. You got Burton out of Kentucky. Both played center, but they can move around. But again, Jaden Roberts, even though it says 223, I have a higher grade on him there. But NS Cooper, I think I could wait on NS Cooper. Like I would get him. I would feel really good about that a little bit. And again, we don't know what free agency offers after June 1st. So, I mean,
we have to do. Yeah, so we already took Zion Young. Bring up BJ Payne's Bring up BJ Payne. Big guy. 440. Scroll down to his. Scroll down. Do you have anything about his, there's nothing on it? There's nothing you can scroll down?
No.
There's
Nothing I
no
see.
show. Stops. Okay.
Here you go. Here you go.
Here we go. Scroll down a little more. I want to see his weaknesses. Consolation percentage. Air size, if we can, with the top of the clock. He's versatile. Where are you leaning?
I like
Which one
it.
you see on the
I
board?
like this option here again.
I like- I like this
Playmaker
guy.
at ball. You know, you say ball hop, but playmaker at the ball. Great
I like
size,
big
athleticism.
body. Yeah, I like him. I would take.
And you could double down at safety. Again,
Yeah.
we got a safety, but you want to add to that secondary. This could be a prime pick here.
I think BJ
I don't hate
Payne's a
on
good value.
Perkins.
I like
Let me
Payne.
just be sure here. Yeah.
I go
Okay.
BJ Payne.
Okay, let's ride with what you. Let's go VJ Payne here.
Okay.
So at 227 here, let me see if I have to move up. I think I'm good. Okay. So you went VJ Payne. I would have talked about Jacoby Thomas or Singleton here, but we're good, I think. Chase Roberts, wide receiver, possibly. We've doubled down at receiver, but still could be an option there. Guard and S. Cooper's right there. Again, great size, experience all across the offensive line, physical. You see what they did in last year, that playoff run, what they were able to do for Carson Beck. I haven't seen the comments, but I want to see now what he just said. Shut up. Anyway, I haven't drafted at least one guy once, but I've watched enough guys or read it up, followed up on enough
I think
guys.
you've been leaning on Cooper. I don't. The only thing
Roberts came off the board. That would have been another guy we'd consider, but guard here is definitely in play, and I think Cooper is the one I'd prefer.
Okay, so I'd go with him. On Miami guys.
Last pick. Where would you like to kind of go?
You go to wide receiver again?
Wide receiver, of course. So
Just so you know, I just want to see who's there. Go to BPA. Go to BPA. I just want to see who's up on the board. BPA who has a lead.
Jacoby Thomas out of Miami.
They're all good. Go to running back. Is Eli still there? Is Eli Hunter from Navy still there? I know it's a. Where's he gone? He went, eh? Oh, I saw him. Maybe not. I know he has his commitment to. He ran away, so I can't control the board. Can't control the screen. So go back to all.
No, they're having their little loud debates out there, so I had to bang on the door to tell them, like, hey, hello.
Robert Henry, UTSA. Bring up Robert Henry. I want to see his size.
Oh, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one here.
Robert Henry Jr. 5'9". There's a small back.
Oh, you want to look at bigger backs?
No, I just want to look at the back in general. Go to all. Go back to all. Okay. Go Pond, Robert Henry. Scroll down a little bit. I know I joked around about him once, but can you bring up Scooby? I just want to see how big he is. Scroll down. Ankle injury, 7 games. This one's okay. No, I don't forget it. And what pound is the situation? Do you go pound? Scroll back up from Indiana.
Ole Miss.
Sorry, Old Miss. You know, there's not much information there, but I heard a little bit about him. But I would go probably.
Miami's met with Travis Burke.
So which one do you lean more towards?
I love size. That's just me. I mean, even though that's big, 6'6". I mean, Diego Pounds.
Yeah, I would go either one. I would fill the trenches here. Bring some competition.
Okay, we can go Pounds if you want to go Pounds.
It's your choice. You flip the coin.
Pounds will help pound the rock.
Sure.
Let's do that. So there's your Finstanza draft there with my pushback here and there. Sorry, I know I'm blocking here. Forgive me. Let me go ahead and figure that out. Let's see, there you go. There you go, Travis Burke. Yes, he was there. We went Diego Pounds. But anyway, Caleb Downs off the board at 11. Blake Miller at 30. Zion Young at 43. Ted Hurst out of Georgia State, 75. Corner, Julian Neal, 87. 90, Bryce Lance. Cesario Davis at 94. Oscar Delp at 130 out of Georgia State. Out of Georgia. VJ Payne, safety out of Kansas, 151. Inez Cooper, guard out of Miami at 227. And Pounds, offensive tackle out of Ole Miss, 238. Honestly, I mean, I don't really know how you. I mean, I think somebody could complain about not going to interior offense on the early, but you just got to go with the way the draft fell. But I don't understand. I can't see anyone or how anyone can really argue against this draft when you're looking at it. Well, the injury concern with Caleb Downs. What if you pass on him and somebody get and Cowboys get him right after, and he's one of the best players? And you just sit there and look foolish. You make that move. You could have got Monsieur Delane here, and it still would have been a very good draft because you could have got Dylan Dynaman at the second round, and you could have got the tackle in the 43.
Someone's gonna reach.
So for me, Downs, Blake Miller again. Miller, why Miller? We have Patrick Poe. We got Austin Jackson because Jackson's not guaranteed a starter spot. He's unreliable. He's inconsistent. Am I giving up on him? No. I like that we restructure him because guess what? He competes with someone like possibly a Blake Miller. If he loses to Blake Miller his job, you got a real good backup sitting there in case, God forbid, Miller goes down. So Zion Young, you got your edge rusher. Ted Hurst, wide receiver. Julian Neal, Bryce Lance. I've seen, first off, I watched enough Bryce Lance to see the talent. I know people, he didn't play, think about his competition. Talking about Christian Watson, right? Christian Watson from Green Bay. Came from the same school, played against similar competition. I bet a lot of Dolphin fans wish they had someone like a Christian Watson on their team. That's the type of player Bryce Lance is. Bryce Lance will be a way better player than what his brother is. That's not a knock on his brother, just the way it happens. But I believe he'll be a better player. I don't care about what competition. You can only go against what you can go against. Same thing with Ted Hurst. He didn't have strong competition, but you watch that film, you watch those players, you're like, damn, that's a talent there. I believe right here, if Miami actually came away with those two guys, I feel really good about our wide receiver room. I'm not saying these guys, I think they have the capability to be number one guys. But even if they couldn't be, and you need to go next year and get that number one guy if needed, you got solid number twos right there. Love it. And that's the other thing. I've seen it. Cesario Davis. Everyone knows how I feel about that. But I believe Caleb Downs, Blake Miller, Zion Young, Ted Hurst, Lance, Neal, right? Downs, Miller, possibly Zion Young, Ted Hurst, Neal. 6 or 7 starters. I guess you could probably say Oscar Delp, maybe. Definitely guys who are going to be making an impact year one, possibly. So I like this draft. I really do. Let's see here. Exactly, Robert. 100% with Austin Jackson. I get it. Let's see. Hog Dog say something. B. He says a B. Okay.
Yeah, he wants you to run another draft. He loves this stuff.
Did he run another one? Bro. How about I run one where Evan could kind of back me up, and then I'll make the final say. We could do something like that. What do you say, Evan? Do it quick. Let's do it quick. Got to make it quick because it is the end of the day here. So let's do it. I'll do it. All right. Now Arvell Reese comes off the board here, right? So, but similar players available for Miami. But I'll say here, I'm going to look at trade right away because we didn't get that before. But since let's take a look here. I like the 40th overall pick, but I don't like the 29th pick. I'm going to skip that one. No, not with who's on the board. That's a better one, but not interested. That I do like that. 15 and 46. I like that. And let me just look here again. You think 50? We're at 11, right? Caleb Downs, Delane, Tyson, Micaiah Lemon, Consendity, Sadiq, and Ione, McCoy, all still on the board. Manuel Freeling still on the board. Evan, here, this is I know you probably would have really strongly considered this trade offer if it was available to you. I think I'm going to take this trade.
I take that trade.
I mean, because you're going to end up with one of these guys still left on the board, and you could take it. So I'm going to take advantage of the trade offer. I'm going to take it. And there you go. Right there. And again, look, you were bringing up Arvell Reese. I know why people aren't talking too much about Jamon McCoy anymore. It's the injury. Everybody's
didn't play all last year. That's it.
I get it. And they're scared. If you watch that 24 film, that you see a star, right? Remember Will Johnson? It's the same type of situation.
Arizona 39th pick.
So Freeling's still there. Freeling could move from the left tackle to right tackle. There's a lot of people who have him as a top tackle on the board, but I'm going to go with Ione here. I'm going to secure our left guard, right guard spot. That's what I'm going to do. That way we secure it. I will look at guard later on as well to compete against.
You don't want to consider another trade?
Savanea? No, I don't. I will look. Look at Buffalo. Look at Buffalo trying to get 2 picks in there. No, Buffalo. Dallas saying, look, we'll give you 20.92 for 15. Dallas is trying to move up. That's not bad. It's 5 spots, but no. 20 and 38, no. 22.55, no. One trade down with the Jets.
Not happening anytime soon.
The Jets moved down 1 spot. Why? What could they be trying to grab here? Who's on the board that the Jets could try to grab?
Ione or McCoy. They're not going to take Sadiq. They have Mason Taylor.
See, quarterback, linebacker, edge rusher. I don't want to trade with the Jets, but I don't want to risk Ione just to get 106.
Just take Ione.
I'm taking Ione. They got McCoy. Could have been for McCoy. They took McCoy here. So anyway, we're at 30 here.
No.
We got Ione. But look who's on the board. Hold on a minute. Shut up. Hold on a minute. Dylan Thieneman is on the board. Al Anchor on the board. Colton Hood on the board. Massador. Allen. McNeil Warren. Happy Easter. My basket looks really nice right now, at least the option early. I will look at trades just to look. Okay. And I'm going to say no as I go. No. 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 Maybe. Maybe. 2 picks down. Al Anchor, Massador, Allen, Thieneman. You're trading down 3 spots, basically.
Don't forget about Colton Hood.
Like, here's my thing. Thieneman, Al Anchor, Hood, Massador. Those are 4 guys on the board that I could go to and I'll feel good about. And you got Miller and McNeil Warren on the back end, Evan. Like, if you miss out on Thieneman, you got McNeil Warren right there. You miss out on Anchor and Al Anchor, if you really want to, you got Blake Miller.
But what are the futures? What is the future pick? We don't know.
2nd round pick. Remember what I talked to you about in the last draft. You could use that 2nd round pick. Think about this. What if Malik Willis proves to be what the head guy believes in, what we think about? What if Malik Willis proves to be the franchise guy? Like, at least he was really good in year one. And now you got that extra 2, and you're not looking maybe to trade up for a quarterback. But what if you're looking to trade up for Jeremiah Smith, even if you go double down corner here or go wide receiver here? That's ammo. You're building. You're not losing a pick. You're just moving down and getting a pick next year to add to your war chest. I'm doing it. I'm taking the trade, and I'm praying. I know I'm going to have someone good. I know I'm going to get someone good. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? First of all, Colton Hood. Love Colton Hood. But I'm looking at that offensive line, and I'm thinking, I got Ione. Al-Anker's there. Al-Anker may go a lot more. Got a lot of early. McNeil Warren's still on the board. Yes, I see the trade offer. I know, but I'm not. Evan, I want to ask you your thoughts right here, quick. Okay? Help me here, because there Allen Hood, Al-Anker, Parker, Miller, McNeil Warren. It's a war chest, brother. Your eyes are. Where are you at here? Just let me know what you would do in this situation. Just wait. It's in my head, and I have an idea.
Trenches in the first round. You took 1 pick. You gave the offense. You gave protection to Malik Willis. For me, you can't go the first round and not go at least 1 defender here. So for me, it's Hood or McNeil Warren, but that's just where I'm leaning. Or even I'm going. That's where I'm going. I'm going Colton Hood, but just because I think Jeff Hafley deserves a little something here, and you can get back, and I think you can still get another offensive player at 43. So, and with the trade, I believe you also made a trade with Tampa to get another pick in the second round. So I need to shore up the defense here. I think it should be a fair split. So I believe that for me, Al-Anker is great. But I believe that he could I think you already shored up your offensive line for this season at starting 5, and you could get someone at 43 or in the 50 with Tampa Bay pick. So I'm going Colton Hood here because I believe that helps you shore up your secondary. But it's your draft. Neil Warren or Hood would be my picks. I would not touch offensive line on this pick, but
I am.
The only reason I would go Manuel McNeil Warren because then you can go at least John Eric Sullivan will have somebody who has 3 names as well.
Okay, so first of all, I love Colton Hood. I love his energy. I love his play. I 6 foot, it says 5'11" here. Look, man, I've heard so much about here and there from other people about the type of the size and whatever. I won't know about this. I don't know what really Miami's going to want until we see them draft for the first time. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. I look at the talent. I watch the film. Okay. And that he jumps out at me. I just want to say this because I'm not against taking Hood here, and I'll feel pretty good about it. All right, I'll tell you. I will look at trades. I did see the message on the trade thing. McNeil Warren, what a consolation prize! Like you don't get Dynaman here or Downs, and you get McNeil Warren, you feel pretty good. But I know what's available later: LSU, Al-Jay Hensey, the other safeties out there. Corner Keontae Scott, I like a lot. But what's really getting me, I'll tell you what the push is, Evan. I'll tell you what's bothering me. Al-Anker is sitting there. Miller is still there. Big, fast, physical. Let's go get 7 foot wide receivers when they just signed Tutu Atwell. They said a lot of things. They say things to throw it out there. I know what they want. They're talking about offensive line and defensive line. That's what they're talking about. That's what they're saying with size and everything. I get what they've said, but that doesn't mean they're going to go after only 6'4", 6'5" guys. 6 foot is still a good size in football. I mean, let's get the horse blinders off and let's look at the entire damn thing. Look at the film. Does he play small? Does he play less physical? Think about that. Jesus, Lord in heaven.
No trade. We're not comparing on this like first round.
So this because everyone's asking, so I'm gonna look at it. All right. Atlanta, no. 52 in future, no. 32 and 47, no. 55 in future, no. 37 105, no. If it was a future, I probably would have done that. No. Maybe.
We know who you want, so just take him already.
Don't rush me.
I
got like a minute left on the board. I got a minute left on the board.
You want eye anchor so badly. Go.
No, I'm between Miller and Al Anchor and McNeil Warren. That's where I'm at.
Go Al Anchor.
Don't push me. Don't do that. No.
But I know what you want.
Then you don't get a trade. You don't get it. Screw you. I'm going out.
You know you already lost your pick, eh? You've already lost our pick. It took too long.
No, I already said I know what I'm looking at. I said I had a minute left. Take it easy.
Okay.
All right. 43, 46 here. Well, on the board, we got our offensive line. We're still could look at a guy there, but we got Ione and Al Anchor off the board to Miami. D'Angelo Pounds, again, a guy who plays bigger than what he is, but he's his size. Ceci again, I'm probably butchering that name, but 5'11". Obviously, Zion Young is a very good option here.
Oh my God, he's there. That makes. I know, but you didn't go defense yet, so that's the problem. Is Stowers going to be there? Can the Jets? The Jets won't take him. Baltimore won't take him. I would actually take. Oh, you won there. Oh, you could have done the reverse and you would have been fine.
I know, but I didn't want to risk it.
But you could have done both, right? Because
I didn't want to risk it.
The Jets were not going to take him, and neither were the Raiders.
I didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to risk it.
Oh wait, was Isaiah likely signed yet by anybody yet?
Not that I know of.
Well,
Not that I know of.
He might get drafted by the Dolphins. Might go sign him.
So here's the moves right now. I had to do it. I'm an Eli Stowers guy. Love him to death. Coach Halfley's talked about weapons. We got him. Ione, Al Anchor, Stowers, Zion Young off the board here. Loving it. So I got my guy there, Ted Hurst. Let me see. No. Let's look at corner. Got Stokes there. Got safety right there. Bud Clark. I'm good with. I could wait there.
Okay, we can make. Calais Campbell might want to come play for us. You never know.
What are you talking about?
Talking about how we're going so offensively focused. It's like, let's take another offensive player.
What are you talking about? We got Zion Young.
One player.
You did your draft, your B grade draft. I got an A right now, homeboy. What are you talking about? You sit down there in your chair, Chris Greer. I got it from here. What are you talking about? What is this? What is this? What is this? Anyway. Man, more. Nah. Ted Hurst. I'm just going Ted Hurst. I need wide receiver. I need to get wide receiver. I'm good with it. Ba-dum-bum. Do the Mario. I'll go safety right here. I see him. Zyke Ridley. I'm going to go Zyke Ridley here. There's no discussion. I like it. Neil off the board. All right. Now it gets fun. So, where are we at this point? Ione. Al Anchor. The line is looking really good. Eli Stowers, tight end. Zion Young, edge rusher. Ted Hurst. Zyke Whitley, safety. So, just looking. Okay. I know Miami's met with Clybourne. Not really considering at this point, but they have met with him. Oh my God, he's too small. Why would they meet him?
Thank you, Dad Dean. It's about time you actually showed up and actually said something that I was just thinking in my head. Dad Dean must be me. So thank you, Rob.
Depends on talent. Right? You don't just grab a guy because maybe I was going corner. I wish I was. I already had it in my head, but let's just rush.
Oh yeah, but he's sitting there right now. I already know who you're going to take. You're going to take Takario Davis. We already know you're going to do that.
I mean, I could get.
You're 100% taking Takario Davis.
I could get Takario. Don't test me. I will not take him. I will go somewhere else with this pick because I can't.
Will not.
I freaking will. I will.
I bet you will not.
You don't just take a month off.
Because I bet you
start with me.
I bet you that if you don't take Takario Davis there, he will not be there at 94.
I went Logan Jones. Aaron Brewer has 1 year left. Bruce Starks, 1 year left. We don't know. We need depth on our offensive line. We need to build the trenches. Big. Protect Malik Willis. I went Logan freaking Jones here, Finn Stanza. And guess who I'm getting with 94?
Takario Davis.
Yeah, god dang right I am. Takario freaking Davis. Text me. Keep it going. And guess where I'm going here? Guess where I'm going here. Lance ain't here. Is he here? He's not here. And I'm okay with that.
Can't go Del.
I'm not going Del.
Well, Alar's there.
Hello, Alar. How you doing? See you later. I'm going masses here. I'm going to go double dip at corner. He's a ball hawk. He's another corner. We strengthen our room. That's where I'm going with this pick.
Is Masses taking you to Mass every week?
Oh man. All right. Come on. What are we doing here? Look. I'll tell you what. I know where I'm going. I'm just throwing this out here. Well, actually, no. I don't have to go there. I'm good because even though I love if I didn't get Stowers, I could have gone Sam Roosh here, and I love Sam Roosh. But I don't need it. I don't need Bentley. Miami's met with Bentley. Caldwell's here. Good size, good speed. Look at that. 6'5", 4.3 speed. Like him a lot. No, because DSG says I would have gone quarterback. I'm going to stay away from a quarterback tonight. I'm staying away from a quarterback tonight. And you know what? I'm going Xavion Harris. I'm getting beef on that D-line. I'm getting that girth on that D-line, brother. I want that girth on that D-line. Going with Harris here, man. Come on. Come on, man. What are we doing? CJ, damn. Oh, man. He was waiting to hear the girth. Girth. All right. Jacoby, no. All right. So let's fast forward here, or let's rewind and kind of go off what we got here. Traded down from 11, got 15 and 46, got Ione at 15 at Penn State, the Penn State guard. Al Anchor at 32. Eli Stowers at 43, tight end. Zion Young, edge rusher. Ted Hurst. Psyche Whitley, safety out of Penn State. Logan Jones, center out of Iowa. Takario Davis, corner out of Washington. Hezekiah Masses, corner out of Cal. Xavion Harris, D tackle out of Ole Miss. Oof, I'm sweating. I'm a little excited, man. I need to get some cold water. Ice me down here. This is really good. All right. So let's look let me go ahead and pull this out. Girth. And Chase Roberts. talking about size. Chase Roberts. He feels like a Green Bay type guy. He feels like a guy that, because of with what we have in the front office, they could be looking at someone like that. Caleb Douglas is another guy, good speed, good size. I like him a lot. Somebody I'm looking at. Look at edge rusher, or not edge rusher, linebacker. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I like Navy running back Dad Dean. The only problem is we don't know what his commitment is.
Eli Harris. Yeah, no, yeah.
We don't know what his commitment is.
Who was it? Shoot. Wingate checked in that and said that he actually has to. I think there's like, you may have to wait a year or something like that with Eli. Swiss Army knife guy. I mean, I it's worth an option there. But I'm going because I got one edge rusher. I want to double down on edge rusher, keep that rotation, keep that competition. I'm going Kamara here at edge rusher for Miami. Care what that does with my
career service, that be.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. And 238. Let's see here.
What do I think of that? I think it is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen, because he's telling the fans, you never tell the fans what they're watching isn't good product.
You know what?
You know who it should have been. You know who it should have been, eh?
Who?
On the phone with
who?
With if they were going to build up the whole loyalty as family, like wrestling has more than one loyal family. If it was going to be anybody, it should have been the Nature Boy or someone to that effect. Like,
well, you know, no, I'll tell you, we had a it
had to be an older person. It should not be someone who's younger, who's done nothing.
He says we're wrestling. You can't bring in Bob Orton. What is Ric Flair going to do?
No, I'm not saying that, but it needs to be someone of an older mindset. It can't be somebody who's. What's McAfee saying? Like, McAfee doesn't prove nothing to me.
So, I am.
I would have brought in the Doctor of Style. I would have brought in Slick. I'm just kidding. Who would you have brought in? Who do you want on the phone on the other side of that line?
Who I said, obviously, everybody would, of course, say, we're like, oh, it's McMahon. Oh, it's this. It's which,
no.
You know. But honestly, I just thought it was stupid. I didn't think you needed that. Honestly,
no, I think it was dumb.
It was dumb to even try to do that with him. But I mean, I think it would have been better with Roman Reigns, like a scenario where Roman Reigns is on the phone. It's not one of the cousins. Like, wait, which cousin is it? Which, is it one of the Fatus or one? I think that would have been better. Yeah. But honestly, because he had a situation going off behind the scenes, and since he just got free and clear, I thought it was Ted DiBiase Jr. I'm going to be.
By the way, I will tell you though. Everything you're doing leading up to WrestleMania is stupid, because they have the whole thing. They got screwed over with Bronson Reed getting injured and Braun Breaker. I think that messed up all their WrestleMania plans. So you see now what's going on with the Vision, and then you see what's going on with the fact that now all of a sudden Gunther's getting involved with Seth Rollins. It's all nonsense. It's all trying to build for WrestleMania, but it's all forced, and I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Like they gave Joe Hendry in NXT, don't follow it, the title, and all of a sudden it's after a month it's on Tony D'Angelo. Like bananas. By the way,
for Dad Dean, I just want to say this. For Dad Dean, I'm going high right. I'm going to go high right out of Navy.
You go for them. I'm okay with that.
I'm going to do it. We'll wrap it up there. I know we're.
By the way, you're doing another. Your next episode took place of WrestleMania 6 took place in Canada.
That's right. Yeah, in Toronto.
You know the name of the building back in the day?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God! You watched it and you don't know?
No, I haven't watched it late. I've watched it before, but I haven't watched it lately yet. I haven't watched it yet. It's not the Sky Dome.
You just said it right. Good for you.
Is it the Sky Dome? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. You see, You've been trying to test me. You on a roll today? All right. All right, there you go, guys. There's the wrap up right there. There's mine there. I ain't really worried about the grades, but here it is. Ione, Al Anker, Stowers, Zion Young at edge rusher, Ted Hurst, Zyke Whitley, Logan Jones, Takario Davis, Masses, Harris, Kamara at edge rusher, and Hyder Wright for Dad Dean. That is my wrap. That's my mock draft. Me and Finstanza.
How many wide receivers did you take?
Took one. I took one wide receiver. I feel I'm good with it. Are you kidding? Are you like you look at that offensive line? How are you feeling about that offensive line right now? How did you felt last year? How are you feeling right now? Bet you feel pretty freaking good.
Yeah, I
bet you feel pretty good.
Yeah, but you're the same person who wanted to trade up for Jonas Savannah. You're the one who
I have no thing against Savannah. I still believe in it. You're gonna put.
He better go to right guard. He better be at right guard.
He better be. That's on them. That's on them. He's gonna compete.
How's Darnell Washington doing for you, brother?
I don't mind about Darnell Washington. How's Darnell Washington doing?
How's Ollie Gordon
Mr.
doing?
Tuanier over here, Mr. Tuanon over here talking. You bite your tongue. You talking about Mr. Tuanon? Been telling you for years. You finally got the hint 2 years later.
No,
anyway.
But I was right about McDaniel earlier on.
Look at that. You're just mad. You're just mad because my draft was better. You're just mad.
You have to understand.
You're mad.
I'll explain to you. You know this. I got my wish came true. It doesn't matter.
And I didn't get the second wide receiver, but I got Stowers.
Pretty good.
I got weapons.
I know. Don't sleep on Taj Washington.
I don't sleep on Malik Washington.
By the way, don't sleep on. By the way, there's also players who are going to come who are second. Let's pull it up before we go. Now that you picked one wide receiver, can you pull up who the current, or I can look up who the current available wide receiver free agents are still outside of Tyreek Hill? Who are the remaining wide receivers that are in free agency right now?
Well, we signed two.
Let's just see what else is available. That might be like desperate for a job afterwards. That's a good sport track. Take a look since you did not double down on wide receiver and you've been talking the big game every show about doing that.
You go with what the board gives you, brother. You go with you don't force a pick because we just need it. You go with what the board gives you. I feel pretty good about how that draft turned out.
Okay, I'm okay with it either way. Isn't Jennings still available?
Jerron Jennings from San Francisco. Yep. I would
like
that.
People. Who knows what they're gonna do? Who knows who they'll come up with? I'm not that worried. Good draft. I give you props.
Oh man.
I'm open. Honestly, in Sully and Hafley I trust, so I'm okay. As long as they're not Mike McDaniel, I'm good.
There you go. Well, that's always fun. It's always fun to kind of see how everything falls into place. That's right. I'm gonna let you answer that. Thank you. Good job to you. Would you entertain a Tyreek Hill back to Miami on a cheap deal?
Not a chance.
There you go.
I need coach.
I don't think Miami would.
No, I just need people who are positive. But I will make this. By the way, I could see if they don't. They basically have 3.5 weeks to sign Devon Achane, or I consider him as a trade option. I love the guy. I troll him credit, but he might be trade option on draft day because you need to extend it. I don't because they lose leverage. He can hold in. I think they need to sign him in the next 2 weeks. What?
Nothing.
What did I say?
Nothing at all.
You're the one who was so hard on him. No, but don't you agree? I believe he should be signed in before draft. I think they lose a little bit of leverage if they don't sign him before the draft.
I've been saying it.
You will not get trade. He will not be great for trade bait post draft.
That's
If
fine.
you
I'm
wanna trade him.
not rushing to trade Devon
Yeah,
Achane.
but let me ask you.
I am not rushing to
what
trade
is so
Devon
compli-
Achane.
Let me ask you though. What is so complicated about signing this? You know what James Cook is making. Just give him 4 years.
Have you seen our cap?
But you can extend, but you gain cap space by extending.
You just restructured his deal. You just restructured him.
Yeah, but if you extend him, then you actually gain cap space, and you sign him to a 4-year, $52 million, $30 million guaranteed deal, and be done with it already. Just sign him.
I think it's a little more. Again, I'm not rushing to trade him. Like I said, I'm looking at the trade
rushing
deadline.
to trade him if you don't sign him before the draft.
No, that's bad practice. No, sir. No, you've been trying to trade him for a year now.
I never wanted him off.
You've been banging the drum ever since.
I said he was
Greg and Brett.
I said
get
that
out of here.
I said that Mike McDaniel misused him. That was the difference. That's why I troll. The same way Jason Sanders, I troll. I have fun with this stuff. I like Devon Achane. By the way, how many Devon Achane jerseys do you own?
I'm not buying any current player Dolphin jerseys because people
I'm
like
willing
you
to.
running the team
They're
trying to trade them
they're
after
going
a
to be
week.
collector's items for me one day. In 20 years,
I got 2 autographs from Devon Achane. I bought
20
2
years from
autographs.
now, when I'm going to the in 30 years from now, when we go to a Dolphins get together reunion, I'll be able to have all these old players sign all the jerseys. It's all good.
There you go. There you go.
By the way, I don't sign. Look behind me. I saw. There's a popular player right behind me over my head.
Yeah, that's right. The best one. That's right.
I would never disparage Achane.
Constanza, any final thoughts for tonight, brother?
Happy Easter. Happy Passover. I wish everyone a good week. You have to work tomorrow, Bobby?
I do.
So do I. And I try not to look too much. I will get to the work when I get to the work. But no, this is a lot of fun. We need to do this more often.
100%.
More often. This is more fun. But can you just give people a little more, because you haven't even shared with me? So are you using the same 31 podcasters who were on the previous live draft you did with Draft Processor, or who are you connecting with hosting?
No, so the Draft Professor's running that. I'm just representing Miami.
No, but what are you doing?
There's a lot of what mock draft simulator? Yeah. We're not using a mock draft.
No. But you're saying you have 32 different. You have all the different podcasters.
Yes. Yeah, they got 32.
That's going to Processor.
Huh?
Who are you doing that with? Because you're saying FTSN.
Draft Professor.
No, because someone's saying FTSN was hosting this. So you're confusing.
We're having a show, and we're gonna do the mock draft live on the show, so people could see what picks are being made, and we're gonna have people talking.
So you're streaming it off of theirs.
We're streaming off of ours. We're just running. They got their own thing. Okay. We're just we're representing the Dolphins. We're not doing it's the Epic mock, but we're doing our show while we're doing that mock draft. So,
got it.
Yeah, we're not.
That wasn't very clear.
Oh, it's been very clear. You haven't been around. You didn't listen to talk.
Wow.
It's been pretty clear.
Wow. Wow.
So there you go. I hope it's clear for everyone. Constanza and Bobby Finstock together again, like the odd couple, and that's what should be the name of this show. Anyway, shots fired.
Guys, 48 hours from now, don't worry, guys. The flagship will be back. The flagship.
That's right. Tuesday.
And guess who will be trolling flagship? Guess who will be trolling flagship?
Will you? That'd be awesome.
I might just troll. I never get invited to Finstock today, so I'll have to troll.
God. You're such a troll. I want to get back so bad. You're such a pain in the ass. I love it.
It's so funny because I allowed Mr. Chico into our inner circle of the pregame show and the postgame show, and what do I get? Nothing. No soup for me. Thank you.
Oh
man.
Thank you, hot dog. Oh man. All right. Appreciate everybody tuning in to the late night show. We got Salty Stanza in the house. Bobby Finstock. Did you just call him Chico? Like and subscribe. And most importantly, Dolphin fans, as always, fins up. Happy Easter. Happy Passover. Appreciate y'all. Later.